after Seattle's very discouraging shutout at the hands of arguably the best team of football in the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field this past Sunday. It is officially make or break time for the Seattle Seahawks. And while, yes, there were a lot of disturbing signs, we do have to take into account the fact that Russell Wilson very much looked rusty. And I know in his post-game presser, he's going to tell you otherwise, but he was just missing a lot of throws that the real Russell Wilson just wouldn't miss. And 2 interceptions in a very close game, that is very uncharacteristic of Russell Wilson. As Shannon Sharpe so eloquently stated on Undisputed a couple of days ago, it's not about how many turnovers you put up, it's about when you turn the ball over. And Russell Wilson's turnovers came at very crucial points for the Seahawks. They were both in the red zone. And his last interception came with just about 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter with the Seahawks only down by a possession or 2. That just can't happen, and that is just unacceptable when especially turnovers are magnified in low-scoring games. All that aside, as I mentioned, heading into Week 11, the Seattle Seahawks are officially at a make-or-break point at their season, seeing as how they stand at 3-6 after 9 games. With the Arizona Cardinals on tap for the Seattle Seahawks this coming Sunday at home, obviously and clearly, this is a must-win game. Before we further dive into this episode, I would like to let you guys know that for all our sports bettors out there, please use our link down below. Let's help you get some free cash. Be sure to use betus.com for all your sports betting needs. Use our promo code, all caps, Steezy, STEEZY, to receive a 125% sign-up bonus on your first deposit on up to $2,500 when you bet starting today. Remember, moving forward, you do have to be 18, so just keep that in mind. Now, let's hop into it, shall we?
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the.
According to 538.com, as of today, the Seattle Seahawks only have a 17% chance of making the playoffs. And according to Pro Football Focus, the Seattle Seahawks have the 3rd easiest remaining schedule. As I mentioned, Seattle is hosting the Arizona Cardinals this coming Sunday, followed by a Monday Night Football showdown with the Washington football team in DC the week after. After that, Seattle hosts the San Francisco 49ers in primetime on Sunday Night Football in Seattle after that matchup. Then it gets easier. You got the Houston Texans. You got the struggling Rams, the Chicago Bears, but no-win Detroit Lions, and to close out the season, the Arizona Cardinals. Beginning with this Sunday's matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, while it is bad news that Kyler Murray could possibly play in this football game, there is bad news in the fact that, at least for the Arizona Cardinals, that DeAndre Hopkins still might not play. And even if Kyler Murray does play, is he going to be at 100%? Is he going to be able to have his full range of mobility? Is he going to be able to play at an optimal level in which he's played at this whole entire season? I don't know. I have my doubts. And while Kyler Murray might be aided by the fact that Seattle's pass rush is just one of the worst in football, if you keep him in the pocket, I can see Seattle's game plan on defense being a little different. I know Seattle isn't the best team when it comes to blitzing heavy, just because it doesn't always result in sacks and just because it results in a bunch of busted coverages. But keep in mind, we were really blitzing a lot when Trey Flowers was in the lineup. Now with Trey Brown and DJ Reed playing as good as ever, Seattle has a more competent cornerback group. And so Seattle can afford to take those chances with their corners on the outside by sending more help and getting after the quarterback. Darrell Taylor is now getting double teamed. Alton Robinson has kind of slowed down after a hot start to the season. Carlos Dunlap just has been non-existent, at least relative to last year. And so that pass rush needs a lot of help. We know that Bobby Wagner is very capable of getting after the quarterback, especially in design blitz packages for him, amongst other players. All those things being said, Seattle has a very high chance of winning this football game. As we saw this past Monday night again with San Fran and LA, nobody expected San Fran to come out and win, especially not in OBJ and Von Miller's debuts. However, San Francisco made it an ugly game. The Rams, they're playing pretty. The rest of the league are playing gritty. And the San Francisco 49ers, they played very ugly. They were running the football. They were playing smash mouth football. They were running it up the gut. And they made things ugly for the pretty team. And you saw just how desperate the San Francisco 49ers were. And as my good friend Marcus always says, divisional games breed upsets. And Seattle winning this coming Sunday against the Cardinals will very much be an upset. But with Seattle's season on the line, seeing as how they're very desperate, seeing as how they have a 17% chance of making the playoffs, this is a must-win game. That much is very clear. This is the make or break point. If they lose this game, well, let's just say 3-7 sounds a lot worse than 4-6. At 4-6, they still have a legitimate shot of climbing up the NFC playoff picture. You talk about some of the teams that are currently ahead of the Seahawks, right? Obviously, they're not in position to win the division, so I'm going to ignore that. But the 5th seed in the NFC if the playoffs started today would be the Rams, who have been struggling as of late. The 6th seed would be the New Orleans Saints at 5-4, who have also been struggling without a quarterback or an offense that is really failing to put up points on a consistent basis. And then you have the Carolina Panthers, who look like a very dangerous team. Not only the arrival of Cam Newton, but with the healthy return of Christian McCaffrey. Now, if I had to bet money on Seattle making the playoffs, that probably wouldn't be the smartest decision to make. But I do have a little bit of faith in Seattle climbing up the ladder. Yes, San Fran is back to being a threat. They're the healthiest they've been all season long, and they're coming off a very great victory over the Rams. But the Minnesota Vikings, right? They're another team that's ahead of the Seahawks, and I know they're coming off a brilliant victory, a great win over the Los Angeles Chargers. But do we really trust Kirk Cousins? That defense is still okay. The Niners, okay, they're going to be a threat. The Panthers, okay, they're going to be a threat. Are the Saints going to be a threat? I think not. Are the Rams, are they going to be able to keep up? I don't know. OBJ, yes, he's still a big name, but is he even better than Robert Woods? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Robert Woods is such an underrated player in the fact that his run blocking was elite. The way that he was able to establish chemistry with Matt Stafford throughout the course of the season. His leadership. He was one of the captains of that football team. At this stage in their careers, I don't think OBJ is a better football player than the Rams. And I'm not saying that the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs over the Rams. I'm just saying that maybe there's a little bit of slippage to come for the LA Rams. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, nobody's believers in them. I mean, Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith, yes, they showed out against the Denver Broncos last week. I don't expect that to continue. The Atlanta Falcons, they've lost yet another playmaker in Cordero Patterson, who's most likely going to miss tomorrow night against the New England Patriots. I consider the Falcons done. And so you put those things into consideration. You take into account the fact that Seattle's remaining schedule is the 3rd easiest. Like I mentioned, according to Pro Football Focus, they should be able to get it done. Russell Wilson's yet another week removed from having to play in his first game in over a month. And so hopefully the rust will wear off as the season progresses. And for those of you that remember, last week, it was against the Arizona Cardinals in week 11 in prime time, in which Seattle was kind of able to, I guess, get their season back on track and really start to make a run towards the end of the season in terms of piling up the wins. And actually, no, Seattle wasn't piling up wins, but you get what I'm trying to say. It all starts now. The Arizona Cardinals, they're not going to be at their best. Obviously, J.J. Watt has been out for the season. There's the status of DeAndre Hopkins, which is in limbo, and Kyler Murray. I don't know if he's going to be 100% healthy. James Conner has been a touchdown machine, but Chase Edmonds, their best pass catching back, is still going to be out. And maybe because this is a divisional opponent, because Seattle's the more desperate team, because Seattle knows what's at stake, this is a game that I can see Seattle winning. I can see Seattle putting together a winning streak, especially with that schedule that I listed above. And if they lose against the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday, consider the season over. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Is Seattle season over if they fail to win against the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday? How much of a shot are you guys willing to give Seattle at upsetting the Arizona Cardinals this coming Sunday? If Kyler Murray does play, does Seattle even have a shot? Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys have any video ideas, any suggestions of that nature, let us know down below. Send us a DM on Instagram. Be sure to follow us on socials at SteezyBandz if you want to get a hold of us. While the marks the end of this video, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, all glory to God. Nothing but love, y'all. And Steezy out. Again, this video is going to be dedicated to Mr. Todd Nas. While that concludes this video, we have loads of other content. You don't have to stop watching there. Other content on our channel homepage, as well as our social media platforms. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for us. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Nothing but love, and Steezy out.